The government has announced a raft of changes after a convicted child sex offender was able to teach in schools which supposedly vetted potential employees. Well, first of all, just have a look at the details with political reporter Jessica Much.
Convicted child sex offender Henry Tarito Miki was able to adopt 53 aliases, all in a bid to stop police and the Teachers' Council discovering his criminal past. His case prompted a ministerial inquiry. It shows there are serious failings. The recommendations include a police check for anyone who moves from a provisional teaching licence to full registration. Schools hiring a teacher must be informed if they change their name, and the government is considering making teachers use biometric photo identification when they switch schools.
The whole system at each step needs to make sure it's communicating effectively with each other. And that was the reason that this person was able to get in there.
It's also been revealed the sex offender was arrested while working at a school in 2009, but the information wasn't passed on to the Teachers' Council, so he was able to keep working.
Well, Education Minister Hekia Parata joins us now. Good morning, Minister. You're confident these new measures will stop this ever happening again?
Look, as your previous interviewer already indicated, there are a number of checks and balances in the system already, but unless people in each part of the system carry out their part and pass on the information, we create weaknesses. So these changes, absolutely, I'm confident, do strengthen our system.
You say we create weaknesses, but surely we need a watertight system here to give the assurances to parents.
We have a watertight system and it runs on people carrying out their responsibilities. And what the report indicates was, in a number of cases, information was held, but it needed to be passed on in a timely fashion or passed on at all. We currently have the privacy sharing information bill going through Parliament. Under that, if it passes, we will be looking to be able to have more information made available for particular cases than the current law provides.
Minister, what about the teachers already working? Can these new measures find out if we've got another potential Tarito Miki working already in our schools?
Well, I think we need to be aware that there are 100,000 people employed across the education sector. Boards are making employment decisions every day, and they are working scrupulous. And all these boards are staffed by parents who are concerned to make good and appropriate decisions. This person, this offender, set out to exploit the system. The lengths that he went to defraud the system were extreme. So everyone who has observed this case and commented on it have identified that this was an absolute exception. So I would hope that there is no one like this in the system, and these changes, I'm confident, really do strengthen each part of it.
I'm sure every school hopes that there's no one else like this in their system, but what can they actually do to make sure that we are going to start with a clean slate here, that there is no one else like this already working in our schools?
Well, every school has a board, every school has a principal. All of us have been alerted by this report to be ever more vigilant. Concerns should be reported in the first instance to the principal, who would then discuss it with the board and who could take action with the Teachers' Council.
Is it true there's a school in Auckland which knowingly employs a teacher with 8 sex assault convictions?
That has been reported to me, yes.
Do the parents at the school know?
That matter has been taken up with the board, and they maintain their confidence in their employee.
In a situation like this, can the Teachers' Council stop a school giving a job now to a convicted sex offender, or is it entirely up to that school?
No, the Teachers' Council doesn't have that power. The boards have the power to make decisions about employment. The Ministry can provide advice and concern. Beyond that, it is a board across the country that makes those decisions. But again, can I be really clear? There are 100,000 people employed in the education sector. Boards are making good and responsible employment decisions every day. What this extreme example example, has alerted us to is that we need to be vigilant about the processes we already do have in place and ensure that each person in that part of the system is operating their responsibilities effectively.
And it comes down to that communication between all the various parties. Thank you very much indeed, Education Minister Hekia Parata, for joining us.